Hi, besties. Welcome back to the Bestie Talk podcast. I'm your host, Kiannajit, and today I am going to give you the self love and self worth wake up call that you need. Okay. You clicked on this episode, this video, whatever the hell you're clicking on for a reason. You need to hear my message today because I am sick. And when I tell you guys, I am sick and tired of hearing about the delulu-ness, and not good delulu. I'm talking bad delulu, okay? Because there's a difference between good delulu and bad delulu. I'm sick and tired of hearing the bad delulu-ness that's going out in this world with you women, with us girls, us sisters we just got these big old delulu glasses on right now that are just totally okay with ain't shit men and no shit jobs and just dead end things happening in your life, or jobs, or families, or people just treating you like shit. Like I have been hearing it all week lately. I'm like, what is going on? What is happening? Why are we okaying this behavior? Why is so many women okaying the behavior of these jobs, of these men, of these family members? And like, why is this happening? We gotta wake up. We gotta wake the fuck up. Okay. I was literally talking to my mom the other day. We were in the drive-thru and I was like, Mom, I just want to thank you. I just want to thank you for teaching me to have a good amount of self-love and self-worth, to never devalue myself and to never stay in a situation that doesn't value me, and that doesn't appreciate me, and that doesn't treat me like I should be treated. And that's in everything. That's in work. That's in a relationship. That's in friendship. Okay. I am so glad that you taught me to love myself truly, not this like self-love, like, oh my God, I just love myself bullshit. I'm talking about real life, deep love for myself. Like, I am so grateful, Mom. And she was like, what? She was like, oh, thank you for that compliment, but where the hell is this coming from? And I'm like, every single day, you guys, as most of you know, my day job is I am a Brazilian waxer. So all day long, between that, I also do spiritual work on the side, between doing pod, TikTok, just life in general. I am just hearing every single day, women are just hating themselves. And the way that they're hating themselves is by staying in no shit situations, in situations that are just completely like running them through the mud. And I'm like, thank you, Mom, for teaching me to love myself. And thank you for teaching me to love myself, so that way I can go out and teach these other girls to love themselves and to actually have some self-worth, because ain't no more. We are waking up from that today. Okay. So buckle the fuck up, bitch, because I'm letting you know right now, this episode is not going to be cutesy little itsy bitsy, like sweet little cutesy little episode today. Okay. This episode is going to rock your shit. I love you, but I got to rock your shit a little bit. I got to wake you the fuck up, because ain't no more. There's no reason why you should be staying in these shitty situations, these shitty relationships, these shitty jobs. No. And the reason why you are staying in those shitty situations is because, unfortunately, you have a huge lack of self-love and self-worth. And we are changing that today. Okay? So buckle up, get your notebook ready, get your little matcha. We're learning that today. Okay? Class is in session. Okay? Class is in session. Number one. Okay? You were not put on this earth to stay with somebody's ain't shit son and no dead end job. You were supposed to be put on this universe to have every single thing that you want. Even the most amazing, most biggest dreams that you have possible, and the biggest love that you want. You were put on this earth to have that. And you okaying the behavior of somebody's ancient son or this dead end job is saying, okay, universe, I know that you put me here to have an amazing life and to have all of this, but instead of that gift that you gave me, I'm actually going to settle for way less, because I'm just way too scared to even take that jump and take that leap. I'm just going to be okay with like the ancient thing. Okay. That's like somebody offering you a bag from the flea market and then Louis Vuitton, and they're like, here you go, which one do you want, the bag from the flea market or Louis Vuitton? And you're like, I want the bag from the flea market. Thank you. Thank you so much. I love this bag from the flea market. Hell no. I know damn well you be taking that Louis Vuitton bag, okay? That is quite literally what you are doing with the universe when you are staying with somebody's ain't shit son or staying at that dead end job. You were meant to have every single thing that you want. And when you accept less than that, you are also co-signing, you are also agreeing that you aren't worthy of that. When you stay in situations that aren't every single thing that you want, that don't make your heart soar, that aren't like the most amazing thing possible, you are saying it's because I'm not worthy of all of those dreams and all of those aspirations that I have. It is your birthright to have every single thing you want, every single thing that your heart desires, every single dream that you have, every single thing. Yes, even that little dream that you have in the back in your head where you tell yourself that you aren't worthy of that dream. It is your birthright to have that. And the only way to get that dream and to get that love that you want is to realize that you are worthy of it. Most of the time, the people who are accepting these dead end connections and these no shit people are people that unfortunately were taught that that's what you need to accept. Most of the time, if you take a look around you and take a look at your friends, your family, your mom, your dad, whoever is around you in your inner circle, who from a young age to even now, and you are struggling with self-love and self-worth, you will see that most of the time the people that are around you also struggle with it. They are people who accepted and okayed shitty behavior and accepted and okayed dead-end jobs. Unfortunately, most of the time we see people who are wanting and striving for success in their life. They want it so freaking bad, but they're so scared to take that leap forward. They're so scared of thinking outside of the box, of jumping into a new career or maybe starting a new business. And it's because most of the time they were raised in a family where their parents have stayed at the same job their whole life, where their parents have been there for 30, 40, 50 years at these jobs and have never moved up, have never moved outside of the box, who have always kind of walked the tight line. And unfortunately, you have been programmed to think that that's how I should live my life. I should live my life always by staying inside the box, of walking the straight line, of never trying to dare to want more, because I need to be okay with the comfortability that my parents had before me. I need to be appreciative of that comfortability that my parents had before me. And unfortunately, that's why it's a generational trauma. It continues on. It will not stop until somebody decides that they're going to break that generational trauma. They're going to break this consistent cycle that their family and their friends have always lived in. And it goes to the same thing with love, okay? If your parents are toxic as fuck, and if you know like your parents shouldn't be together, like dad was always cheating on mom hated dad all the fucking time, they were always arguing, always arguing, more times than not, you unfortunately will find yourself in a relationship just like your parents. The only reason or the only time that changes is when you decide, not anybody else, when you decide, no, I am worthy of more than that. Because unfortunately, your parent or the person that you've been around your whole life, or the aunt, the uncle, whoever, hasn't taught you that. You have to teach it to yourself. But you first have to unlock one thing, that understand that it is your birthright. It is your birthright. Okay, to want more and to have more. It is your birthright to dream, to go after your goals, to excel and to accept that, to go after it, not even just go after it and to try to get these new dreams and goals and all of these different things, but it's to actually get it, to actually make it, to actually achieve whatever you are trying to achieve. It is your birthright to have that. It's not your birthright to just sit there and not fucking do anything with yourself and just be okay and complacent with whatever you have in your life. You're just like, okay, I'm just going to let it pass me by and be like, cool, great, it's fantastic. That isn't your birthright. Your birthright is to have every single thing that you possibly want. But you have to unlock that part first to be able to go after it. And that's within love, and that's within career, and that's within family and friends. You have to understand it is your birthright to be able to understand that, no, It is my birthright to not be in this shitty ass relationship. I don't need to sit here and be in a relationship with somebody who treats me like shit, who cheats on me every fucking day, who beats me, who has no respect for me. It is my birthright to be able to walk away from it. You can walk away from anything in your life that is not valuing you, that is not appreciating you, that is not making you better. You are allowed to walk away from that. You don't have to give any reason at all of why you want to walk away from something that isn't valuing you or isn't making you feel like you're appreciated. You can simply walk away because that is your birthright, because it is your birthright to want more and to accept more into your life, okay? The only way to start demanding more in your life and to start accepting more in your life is by actually making the moves towards it. You have to set the boundaries. You have to choose yourself. Nobody is coming out of the woodworks and is going to do this for you. Even me teaching you all of this, me telling you all of this today, I can't go do it for you. It is all up to you. You have to make the decision of, I want more in my life, so I'm going to start setting the boundaries. If you want your husband or if you want your partner to start showing up for you more or to start being the person that you want them to be, then you have to start expecting that from them. Okay? You can't just wake up tomorrow and expect them to be who you want them to be and that they're magically going to become that. You have to start expecting that from them and communicating that with them. That, look, I am not going to be okay any longer with this half-assed relationship or the half-assed things that you do around here or whatever you aren't okay with now in your relationship. You have to start telling them that you are expecting more from here on out. And if that's not something that they can give you, and if that's something that they show you time and time again, that they are not going to meet your expectations, honey, they're never going to meet them. So you need to walk away, whether that be in your career, whether that be in a love life or in your family. If they continuously show you that they cannot give you what you need, if they continuously show you that they can't meet the expectations that you have, then they're just simply never going to. Okay? So you need to be okay with setting boundaries, because that's going to be your first step at demanding this new level of love or of commitment or of whatever the case may be, this new level that you want. You have to demand it by setting boundaries in your life. Unfortunately, society has programmed us to belittle us. They have programmed us to accept people treating you like shit or to accept less than. They have also programmed you to belittle yourself, to do it to yourself. Not only have you accepted everything that people are doing to you and all the shitty behavior that they do, but you have also been programmed to do it to yourself as well. Okay, so you need to understand that you need to completely flip and shift your mindset of everything that society has programmed you to think. Every single thing that ego tells you, every single everything anxiety tells you, all of that is everything that you need to flip. So if your anxiety or your ego tells you, I'm not good enough, I need you to affirm to yourself, I am good enough. That is the thing about ego and anxiety, is that it is a literally built-in guide on every single thing that you need to work on and every single thing that you need to flip and change to become a better version of yourself. That is the most amazing thing about ego. As much as I hate ego, and I've talked about it a million times on the podcast, it is a literal built-in guide on how you can excel in your life. And it's by going literally against everything that it tells you. Every single thing that it tells you. I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy of this love. I hate myself. I hate my body. All of those things. I need you to affirm every single thing that it says, but the opposite of it. So if it tells you my body is fat and ugly and I hate it, then you need to affirm yourself in the mirror, my body is amazing. I love it. It's beautiful. The way it is. I don't need to change anything about it. And as you have to do it as many times as you need to believe it, because you have to understand that society has told you 1,000,001 times to hate yourself and to not accept love and that you're not worthy of it. As many times as they told you, you finally started to believe it. So you need to tell yourself the exact opposite that many times and more to start to believe it. Okay? Because society has told you 1,000,001 times. They put it everywhere. They put it in the commercials, in the music, in the TV shows, in careers and works, and every place that you could possibly look. Magazines, it is everywhere to hate yourself and to accept less of yourself and to be okay with the bare fucking minimum. They have programmed you 1,000,000 times over of that idea. So you need to do that work 1,000,000 times over, because now you are doing extra work. Now you have to not only just tell yourself something to believe it, but you have to completely change your mindset. You have to flip it into the complete opposite of it. So remind yourself that even the days that you were like, I am struggling with this self-love journey, I am struggling with this self-worth journey, like I don't understand how I'm supposed to magically love myself. I don't understand how I'm supposed to magically think that I'm worthy of everything on the fucking planet. Honey, it's going to take some time. It took time to program you to think that you should hate yourself and that you weren't worthy of shit. Okay, so it's going to take time to also make you love yourself and to think that you are worthy of everything. It's going to take time. So be patient with yourself. Don't think that this is going to happen overnight at the snap of your fingers. Oh my God, my life is amazing. This is my birthright. I'm going to be amazing and everything's going to be peaches and fucking rainbows. Honey, I wish it was peaches and rainbows overnight, but it is not. You have to be patient with yourself. I need you to affirm everything opposite of what ego tells you. Remember, ego is your built-in guide to tell you everything that you need to work on yourself. Everything, even deep down to your darkest little secrets and the darkest, most insane triggers that you have within yourself, it tells you what you need to work on. You just need to remember that it is the opposite of what it is telling you. I also want you to remember that everything that is around you is what you become. I know most of the time I feel like there's a huge debate between that of like, no, if my friend is a cheater doesn't mean I'm going to become a cheater and blah, 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 and all that bullshit. No, let me tell you, it's not that is all a crock of shit. Okay. Who you are around, who you surround yourself with, and what you surround yourself with is who you become. Back to what I said in the beginning, like your family, your friends that you have been around your whole life teach you how to love yourself, teach you what you are worthy of. Like if they're in toxic relationships and they've never ever left, it's going to teach you to continue to stay in toxic relationships and never ever leave. But even beyond that, your work environment, your friends, your family, every single thing that you are around teaches you and molds you into who you are to become. So be very, very picky on who you surround yourself and what you surround yourself with, because that is what you will eventually, inevitably become. And that goes for music, that goes for movies, that goes for everything. I used to be like the biggest true crime fan. Like I loved true crime. I think I still love true crime. Okay. I was a huge Bailey Sarian fan. I still love Bailey Sarian, but I stopped when I was on my healing journey and started my healing journey. I literally stopped watching, listening, hearing about true crime, like because it would make me sick to my stomach. And I realized that the more that I listened to it, the more my vibration got lower and I just was not doing what I wanted to be doing on my healing journey. I wasn't making the progress that I wanted to be making. And I recently started watching SVU. I'm a huge fan of SVU too. And I watched my frequency change. I watched my vibration change. I watched like who I am. My ego started to come back. All of the things that I started to get triggered about came back again. And I was like, oh, whoa. Hold the phone. Hold the fucking phone. Like I forgot all about that. I forgot that, holy shit, whatever I watch plays a role in who I am during my freaking day. Even if it's an hour throughout my night that I'm watching this show, it's going to play a huge factor of who I am during my day. And that goes for every show. Okay. I know I be seeing like everybody be watching like Love is Blind and like, what is that other one? Like Love Island. I'm not too familiar with them at all. But if you are watching shows or if you are listening to songs or if you are listening to podcasts, okay, all of those things that teach you about the lack of self-love and like teach you to hate yourself and teach you how to compare, and you are like watching women constantly compare themselves or talk shit about themselves or put themselves in situations with men who don't appreciate them, all of that stuff, honey, that's gonna play a huge role in the rest of your day, the rest of your life, the rest of your week, month, all of that bullshit. Because you are watching, you are accepting that energy, that frequency from somebody else putting their energy into some guy who doesn't treat them right and some guy who doesn't give a shit about them. Okay, now you are accepting their energy and you are accepting that behavior by watching it and by consuming that content. We talk about all the time content creation and influencers and all that stuff. The thing about content creation and influencers and TikTok and all of that, I love it because you can genuinely find really good influencers that influence you in a positive way and a way of teaching you about self-love and teaching you to have self-worth and all of that good stuff. You can find really good influencers that teach you all of that stuff, but you can also find really shitty influencers that teach you the exact opposite, who are completely negative all the time, who teach you to not have self-worth, who are talking about how they are always putting themselves on the back burner and they're always burnt out and all of that. You can find two ends of the spectrum, but you need to acknowledge that the stuff that you are consuming, the songs that you're consuming, the shows, the podcasts, the magazines, all of that, the blogs, everything, they play a huge role in how you go on with your life. They play a huge role of how you love, how you feel you are worthy, all of that. So you need to do a clean house. You need to clean house, honey. Okay, that is going to be the next way of how you can demand more in your life is by cleaning house. And when I say clean house, I mean in everything. I mean with what you consume by both like content and also food, drinks, alcohol, drugs, all that. Yes, I'm talking about that stuff. Okay. Your friends, what are your friends like? How do they act? What situations do they put themselves in? Are your friends toxic and are they dealing with some toxic side piece that they're always talking about and they're always mean to them and all of that stuff? Okay, then maybe you might need to cut them off. If you are on a self-love journey and your friends completely have their self-worth is at an all-time low and they are constantly putting themselves in really shitty situations with really shitty men, then they're probably not going to benefit you on your self-love journey. That's just how it is. I'm sorry. I know it sucks, but until they wake up and they say, hey, I want to go on this self-love journey too, they're more than likely not going to help you at all. And if anything, they're just going to set you back major within your self-love journey. I'm so sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but you got to cut them off. Okay. I'm talking about family too. Mom, dad, sister, brother, aunt, uncle, all of them people who accept the bad behavior and the people who are like, what do you mean, Nina? Shouldn't you be with that guy? He's great. And the guy that she's talking about that is so great is some guy who works at a warehouse and he doesn't want anything going for his life and he fucking smokes all the time and is bullshit and treats you like shit and is a narcissist. Yeah, no, you got to cut that off too, okay? Because ain't no way are you going to be able to be in a self-love journey and being surrounded by people who are okay behavior like that. It's just not going to work, okay? You also got to clean house in your literal house. I'm talking about your bedroom, your car, all of that. All the things that make you go into that mindset of like, I have no self-worth, I have no self-love. You need to clean that shit the fuck out. Everything, things that make you compare, the things that make you feel toxic, the things that make you feel like you're an ego, you got to clean it out. And once you do all of that, once you clean house completely, honey, you are going to feel so much better. Going back to what I was saying earlier about how like self-love and self-worth does not happen overnight at the snap of a fingers, but you are going to notice randomly one day out of nowhere, holy shit, I like love myself. Holy shit, like I chose myself today. I randomly put up that boundary. I randomly had an act of self-love. I chose myself. I wasn't putting other people before me. You're just going to randomly realize that over time. Once you clean house, once you put the boundaries up, all of that stuff. You are going to randomly notice it one day, and that's how you know you are making progress, honey. You're just going to notice it one day, and you're going to be like, damn, I am a badass bitch. I did that. Look at me. Look at me fucking go. But I'm going to tell you right now, it's not going to be easy. It's going to be hard. It's going to be frustrating. It's going to cause you a lot of fucking anxiety sometimes. It's going to make you feel like you want to scream at the top of your lungs because you're like, why can't people just want for me what I want? Why do people want me to be in their misery? Why do people not see the things that I see? Unfortunately, they are not on the same frequency as you, and you just have to accept it. Doesn't matter how much you scream, yell, cry, and complain, they aren't going to be on the same frequency as you until they get there on their own path and on their own journey. Okay? You cannot do anything about it. You just have to let them be who they are until one day they wake up and they realize that they want better for themselves. Then you can help them and you can guide them as I am guiding you guys on this self-love and self-worth journey. I love you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I hope you learned so much because this delulu-ness, you guys, this delulu-ness needs to stop. It needs to stop. We are worth so much more than these ain't shit men and these dead end jobs. You guys are worth so much more than that. It is your birthright to have every single thing that you want on this fucking planet. It is your fucking birthright, okay? You deserve everything, and you got to take the Delulu glasses off, and you got to learn to accept self-love and self-worth into your life. And once you do that, honey, you will become unstoppable, okay? I love you guys so much with all of my heart. I will see you guys next week on the next episode of Bestie Talk podcast. Bye.